Hello there, greetings. We are now connecting to, let's see, Facebook, YouTube, we're getting there, Twitch, we're getting there, Periscope, that's Twitter, that's cool. Alright, we're on YouTube. Greetings. Okay, tonight's broadcast communication, and this has to do with I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently message wise. Nothing else is going to really change. Seem to be getting more sophisticated here and there slightly, not so much. Yeah, this is your Galactic update corner of, well, this is one of them. There's plenty of others on YouTube and other areas. This is your headquarters of Galactic, of the human update. What the aliens are doing, I mean, you can get a Galactic alien update all you want. Is that going to really affect your life all that much? A little bit here and there, but for the most part, no. As for the event, how's that going? Now, the event, I imagine, did help some people awaken or to connect. So it has its positives, but for the most part, there's not a whole lot of change, at least at the moment, but doesn't mean that there's going to be several events. So that one was kind of fascinating, and there is always more to occur. So, but it all has a purpose to it. Just I don't have all the knowledge, but either way. Okay, what else? There's one more thing before I go into. Oh yeah, I started doing on WordPress.com. I have Ivan Teller WordPress. I'm going to put on my website of the other link. I have a site where I'm putting all. I'm doing these channeled messages on text, and it's on WordPress.com, but it's not on my site yet. I'm still figuring out how I'm going to do everything, but it's on my site also on IvanTeller.com if you're interested. The reason I bring that up, well, for more and more about yourself, but also the reason I'm bringing it up also, like, this is all channeled, so I don't know whatever, but the Dog Star came through as a chapter. So every title ever is a chapter. The Dog Star. I don't know anything about the Dog Star. I know the Booties and Arcturians, but that apparently Dog Star is out there. I don't remember dog something there, but either way. A Dog Star is connected to Sirius, I believe. And I found a video on. I wasn't looking for this. I just channel type it and go on my day. I'm looking up Dog Star, and I find it on YouTube, not even looking for it. And it goes in more details. The brightest star in the sky. I didn't know that. So, yeah, our Earth came from the Dog Star, or consciousness came from the Dog Star, or something like that. Either way, the Dog Star play, that was fascinating. So, I'm not a Dog Star, professional like a. Either way, I thought it was fascinating. I thought that was really fascinating. So, yeah, I don't know history all that well. I pretty much came here just to, like, throw it all out. Like, anything in history, don't listen to it. Bible, don't listen to it. So, with that, I thought that was fascinating. So, that's where all these channelings are, yeah, so. And the new ones are going to go into more Archons. That's where I picked up on Archangel Michael, the Archon energy. There's not much more to add, at least not at this moment. I did make a video. I haven't uploaded it yet. It doesn't really say anything, but I might upload it anyway, just for it doesn't really have a whole. It's just when I connected that whole Alex Jones and the devil or the negative reptilians, and it was kind of like, oh man, I need to get some air. So that's right after I connected to that. I needed just to clear my mind. So I'll upload that probably after this, hopefully, if I remember. I wasn't going to upload it, but it's like, so I guess I will, just for. There's not a whole lot of information in there, but sure, I'll upload it anyway. And I connected to Thoth yesterday. That's not a negative reptilian. That's Thoth in Egypt. That Thoth. If you're unfamiliar, if you saw yesterday's and not sure who Thoth is, that's who Thoth is. So, just in case you're not aware. So as for what we're doing today is Ashtar command, and I'll give you a little bit of insight. I don't know what I'm connected to half the time. I know I'm connected to the Taliban, Nordics, and the Zetas, and Arturians, and anything that's strange. Basically, we're all connected to something somewhere. Galactic Federation of Light. But also, it seems more. They don't tell me anything. Not really. I'm pretty much. I get like pieces of it from other people, and I don't get anything direct. I guess I'm like a secret agent or something. We all are in some way. But to give you more insight, once again, I've heard about the Dog Star. I found that on YouTube. I found another thing about Ashtar Command. There's a video about it, giving more information about it. And I looked at the comments, and some people are just kind of spooked about it, and people didn't feel right about it. I'm looking, it's like, and when I turned it off, it's like, the comments are like, okay, because I didn't see negative out of it at all, but I did feel something trying to manipulate it, and it was the reptilians. So, and after I turned off the video, I didn't listen to it all the way through. It's like, and I felt reptilians coming after me after that too. They're trying to manipulate Ashtar Command and make him look negative, basically. So what I got is, Ashtar can pretty much beat the reptilians and probably Anunnaki also. They're not trying to be. They don't want to do war. They don't have any choice. It's like, so Ashtar is playing a big role in our awakening. Of course, the reptilians are going to do everything they can to make him look negative. Fear and everything, and connected to the Nazis, yada yada yada. And you can make your own choices. That's fine. If you don't feel connected, don't feel safe, right? That's fine. But realize also we're going into an upgrade. We're going from kindergarten to, I don't know, the 8th grade or whatever you want to look at it. Or it's for some the 2nd grade, but for some, I don't know, whatever. I'm not, either way, we're upgrading. Let's put it that way. And not everybody's going to upgrade the same way. So it's like you believe in channelings or mind or nobodies or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, believe whatever you want to believe. That's fine. What matters is that, well, it doesn't matter either. I mean, what do you want for yourself? You want to ascend? And some want to ascend and think they know everything. Some are actually here to assassinate the ascension. And I'm connected to a few of them. That's not fun. You can say I'm so connected to that in some regard. It's like, kind of examining it. I'm trying not to, but sometimes it pops up while I'm not looking. So I was like, I'm kind of fascinated about what they're up to. So some aren't always aware they're involved with it either. Part of shutting down the ascension, at least to try to slow it down. So that's another thing. But for the most part, this is, you can say this is part of the event. You can call it whatever you want. It's basically humans accepting more of their alien self, allowing to come through your spiritual self. If you want to connect to the aliens, it's fine, connect to your spiritual self. But we are humans, we are part, aliens are our family, so that's going to come through eventually. So basically, just when you're ready, more will come through. Just it's a slow process, and that's what intended. But basically, we are going into more of a galactic knowledge here. And we're going to ease into it little by little. You don't necessarily need an alien visitation here to really awaken us. We are awakening ourselves. It's like we are becoming the aliens, basically. So you don't necessarily need to see a spaceship or a gray drinking coffee or whatever, or a talking lobster, which I'd really like to see that. Or anything that's really weird. Yeah. Eventually you will, but we have to upgrade ourselves for us to see more. So ask for Ashtar connection. Oh lovely. There's a cockroach on the wall up there. Anyway, insectoids are visiting. Jeez. I don't think you want to see it. Alright, but yeah, I already lost my train of thought. Thanks for that. But anyway, I just lost my train of thought all the way. Well, either way, we are upgrading ourselves into the next level. And yeah, believe whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Are you ascending? Connect to Mother Earth. Yes. The more you wait for these aliens to show up and appear, you're going to be waiting for a long time. The idea is to heal within. And that is really, you know, and just patience, healing, connecting to Mother Earth. The more you're waiting for these aliens to arrive, you're going to be waiting a long, long time. So, and you never know, but the idea is you got to find it within yourself. And that's what this is all about. And you know, we're figuring this all out. You don't necessarily have to see any of these beings around you, because you're connecting within, and it has to do with disclosure within yourself, basically. So yeah, it's basically letting go of the third dimensional programming. And with that, you might see you connect to Ashtar command. You'll feel reptilians around or whatever it is to cause difficulties. I remember when I first connected to the Galactic Federation of Light, somebody came into the webinar and just started attacking because they're just terrified of it. It's like, jeez, can't believe it. This is like, and that was when Redmond showed up. It's like, welcome to Earth. So yeah, you feel free to believe in what you want to believe, but we are going into an ego. You know, there's positive ego and there's ego like I know everything, and those I'm not sure where that's going. More power to you on that. And yes, unconventional spirituality. Everyone can make your own spiritual direction, so it's not always going to be the same channeling these beings about this and that star system, which is fine. But what matters most is internal healing and transformation. It takes time for that. So I'm going through it. Others are going through it. Some think they're better, and whatever. Either way, we're going into more of a unmasking the earth, and basically it's like it's like getting over yourself, you can say. But we're all mapped together. We're all connected to each other. So some of us are waiting for others to evolve, for us to evolve, and that type of stuff. So there's a lot of waiting going on. Trust me, I've been waiting. I didn't ever know I was going to end up doing this. I've been waiting to do this, and I had no idea. I've been waiting a long time to do this, and I had no idea I was waiting for it. And I started this when I was 35, so that's a long time. That's a long wait. And I don't know what I was waiting for, so it's weird. Yeah, if you want patience, there you go. And patience will drive you nuts. So yeah, this is not something you would look up on your, things that you want to be a fireman, policeman, connect to alien. That's not on that. That was never. I mean, I heard about them, but here we are. So, all right. For those that are new to all this is ivanteller.com. We have private sessions in the shop. We have private session. You have Google Hangouts, Zoom, channeling by phone, and Skype is all recorded. This is the scheduler here that you can barely see because this thing doesn't really move. I have to figure this out eventually. Weird. I guess I can do images. We also have the channel text here. You can find it here of what's been coming through recently. I have a couple others I haven't submitted yet. I'm getting them copyrighted, or not copyrighted, edited. And you also have the shop that I'm about, I forget where I'm at, but it takes about 5 to 7 days for an answer on questions here. We have Spirit Social also, another place if the other shop doesn't operate, you have this one. Submit a question, past life regression healing, message from Yeshua, channel consulting, and 5-minute healing. And we also have other spiritual healers here also. It's so bizarre. I have to get this. I have to take a look at this afterwards. Well, here's this other spiritual healer services also. I'll have to get this fixed eventually. We also have the Patreon. I just did some updates for Jake. Jake 4, issue 4 is on its way. So the rabbit, I'm playing around with the cover. I think it might be an Easter edition. We'll see. He's not going to make it in Easter, but I'll make it an Easter edition anyway. Oh, I didn't post here. Yeah, if I click on this image, it's not going to work. Unseen negative influence is one of the most popular posts here. Let's see, healing must be done for the desire to operate in realms of consciousness. That was another, yeah, that reminded me also about consciousness. It's 9 a.m. and now tell me you need a human first, but yeah, school science project, I remember seeing that's funny. That's good. Here we go. Snapchat. Alright, awesome. Alright, thank you. Yeah, thank you for posting here. I was going to do a different, another social network. I might just keep that one going. That one's kind of complicated. Yeah, there was another thing also about this I'll go into tomorrow, if I remember, is connecting to human consciousness. Something else that came through, I did another channel text today, and is another thing is connecting to human consciousness. It's like a meditation. It's a short one, basically. Surround yourself with light and connecting to human consciousness of. It's like connecting to the main timeline. Not necessarily going to see the timeline, you might, but you're connecting to basically all our thoughts. Not to say you're going to go connect there, but you're connecting to the human consciousness, you could say the master timeline, but it is everything put into one energy, and that is us. It's another thing of healing. You can send healing to the human consciousness of, and you also possibly see future timelines, or if you have a question, connect to the human consciousness and ask a question and see what you get from that. It's all, and usually like I say, connect to it now. It's like wait. Let's see. Alright, connect to it now. A lot of humans are suffering mentally because mental disorders due to reptilian influence, which makes a lot of sense. Negative reptilians are causing basically getting into the human consciousness of humans not feeling very self-worth, basically. They're removing the self-worth. They're a young child. They also do it to the parents to do it to the child. They program the parents to affect the children also. Basically, because if you have no self-worth when you're getting older, it's easier to control. The more you feel confident about yourself, the harder you are. Not always, but there's different types of energies that are connected to as for robbing you of your soul, basically. To take down your potential. As everyone here means something, of course they remove that so they can better put you towards drugs, alcohol, and other things. This is coming from the consciousness energy. One thing, if you run into those vices, to forgive yourself. Of course, when you get older, it's hard to let go of those things. In the teenage years, yes, lost souls is seen on entertainment like movies. Drinking when you're young, smoking when you're young, it's all cool. And it just puts the soul even more lost. Some souls evolve from it, some don't, most don't. Let's see, human athletics. Actually, every human's athletic, and usually humans stay with the athletic energy. Not all, but still they have some kind of athletic vibration. It does keep the spiritual soul going, basically. It keeps the soul alive. As you do less of it, you become more third-dimensional, low vibration also. Not to say everybody has to go on the treadmills and go exercise every 5 minutes, but it shows that what has hit the world, basically, as for why there's obesity here and everything. Since humans don't move around so much, of course, it's made more difficult because of cars also, and food is everywhere, so it's all of these things. Basically, humans, what they're saying is humanity is hit by a rock, basically. It's dropped on top of humanity, and now we have to remove it. So basically, it's also showing that with technology also shows that we are getting closer to our ascension energies for the fourth dimension. We're getting prepared for it. So all of this was known that we're not exactly going to have the easiest time. But connecting more, basically also the old vibrations are filtering out. Little by little, some of you are already connected to that vibration. Basically, we're connecting more to our higher consciousness. Basically, more humans become more alien-like. You can do that now. instead of waiting for somebody to appear and it has 3 eyes and all that. You know, the idea is to open yourself up, basically. And more of that is going to become more and more powerful as we continue. Now, some do have an ego, so I've been doing this forever, and some of them aren't really growing all that much as they think they are. It's all me, 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 unfortunately. There's a lot of that out there, unfortunately. I have all the answers. Nobody has all the answers. Nobody has all the knowledge. Nobody's perfect. The angels aren't perfect. They don't have all the knowledge either. Aliens don't have all the knowledge. It's just that it's another human programming that's put into our vibration to make it difficult to be here, of course. But the human consciousness also, yes, many negative reptilians go after children all the time. Those that they abduct are ones that are having difficulties programming, which makes a lot of sense, actually. Meaning that abduct means they missing children, meaning they never show up again. That type of thing. They're difficult to program, so they just take them and put them into a low vibrational system, basically. Now, many are protected, but also those children, a lot of those are actually starseed children. Not necessarily going to connect to their aliens, but they are higher aware. Not all of them, but a good amount of them are. A lot of it, yes, is done by the government system, of course. Negative reptilians do run your government. There's different beings, and reptilians are the ones running the show for the most part. Anunnaki plays a role, but there's mostly mind control. They are playing a role, of course, but they're very more simplified. Reptilians are like everywhere. So if you feel an army of them around, don't be surprised, because there are. Because they're playing a big role. Basically, they feel like the rulers of the universe. We have this world, we have that world. Look at us, we're so powerful. That kind of nonsense, basically. Ashtar Command, once again, yes, they're trying to. They don't want people connecting to Ashtar Command, because clear out the fear. Because they're playing a big role in clearing out the government. North Korea, they're playing a big role here. But when humans get scared of Ashtar, of course, you can do whatever you want. You have free will, but the reptilians do, because Ashtar is pulling a lot. Changing a lot of stuff for the positive. There are other beings here. Ashtar is not just landing ships and stuff. They're doing a great deal with our political system. They do have ground crew workers. Apparently, I'm one of them. And so, not everything's being made clear for the most part, but we are going to more of a positive timeline. And conventional channelings will change. Spirituality will change. Mainstream will change eventually, little by little. Basically, yeah, we're just waiting. I don't always know for what. We're just waiting. We're just sitting by a park waiting for other people to get ready. I don't know what the story is, but it's just a big waiting game for the most part. As for ourselves upgrading also. In the meantime, you just meditate and work on your clairvoyance and move rocks, your telekinesis. Find positive energies. Basically, it's like clearing out the 3D nonsense, basically. That's part of that also. So we're allowing we're allowing to be connected more to the higher vibrations little by little. Because some of us that are ready, we still have to wait for others to be ready. It can't just be like 1 or 2 people ready. Others got to be ready too, because it does help with the gathering, you can say, that we're working on. Yeah, and I did see this thing about, I don't know what some of these channelings are coming. I don't know what's going on. Like 1,000 years of like cabal connection, or cabal's going to be around us. We don't know that. Whatever. Something like that. I heard that from somebody. I'm not going into details. I'm not sure what that's about, but whatever. We are going. Let's see. They can't give us all details, of course, for good reason. Okay, when we connect to Ashtar, I haven't connected. Yeah, human consciousness. That was neat, though. That's it. I'm gonna go into that more tomorrow, though. I want to give it all. Well, that was fascinating. So I'm starting. Basically, you just surround yourself with light. And you just put your intention to, you basically channel the human conscious, positive human consciousness, Of course, you'll connect to things that are just what the world's going through. You don't have to like absorb it unless you want to. I don't think Kami's gonna really do that. So that's another thing of basically you're connecting to higher spirit. You're connecting to the spirit consciousness of humanity. And let's see. Well, one last thing about the human consciousness is, yes, children are definitely a target for sure. As for lowering their vibrations, that will change over time, of course. But most of us see the elderly have to change their ways, because a lot of them are in power, and so that power, because they're connected to the food and all, because it kind of goes down to the newer born people, right? So those in power, that has to shift. It will. It just takes time. Yeah, and also part of graduating is patience, which is not easy, of course. It's graduate like when people we're kind of going through that now. Like some people are like, when we get to 12th grade, I'm ready to graduate. So you got to screw around and all that. Not to say people are doing that, but they're ready to graduate to the alien stuff, and they're like, it's like, come on, bring it in, and we just have to. They gotta heal the school within, basically. And those that are new to all this, anybody can do this. This isn't just the reason for my channel is to connect to people who aren't aware of all this. I'm not into. I mean, those that are already are. That's cool, but a lot of them are set in their ways and don't care much for me or do whatever. That's fine. They have their kind of conspiracies that I'm doing. I don't know what any of those are. I get a kind of a humor out of all that, but that's weird. But that's just the way it is. I've connected that on a personal level, and I was kind of just like scratching my head. It's like, so this is life of the. I'm not really a celebrity, but it's weird. Either way, but basically awakening others to all this. Anybody can connect to their galactic connection. It just takes time, meditation, and just education, and just belief. What do you believe in? What are you seeing? Is your imagination? Are you imagining all this? No. Some things you are, but I don't think most things you are. Now, things you might create, it's all downloaded information, which majority would get. Some things we do create, but you have to actually put energy into creating, right? So you're basically just everyone's basically just channeling. It's not coming. It's coming through your imagination. It's actually download. It's just a way of downloading to you, basically. So it's not really your imagination. It's just what's here. You're channeling, basically. And so where we are heading is going to be a strange place for sure. But as for all right, we'll connect to Ashtar command. Don't necessarily need to do we'll do conscious channeling and then another channel. Let's see if I get anything. Usually it's blocked by reptilians from what I picked up on recently. At least on the outside guys, they do not like this stuff. One thing now this is recent. I haven't had that before, but now I'm getting more, like I'm understanding them a little bit more. And because when I looked at, I got like kind of like an attack from reptilians. I knew it was it's like they don't want me connecting to this stuff. So we're going to start connecting to them every single day. So it's like, yeah, they want to put the fear of God into the Ashtar command. Because that plays a big, yeah, they're in everything. Ashtar is in everything here. In a positive way. Obviously not all of them are positive because you have negative Nordics doing who knows what. I kind of have an idea, but a lot of them, negative Nordics are involved with the fashion industry and probably others, but definitely you want people to look like sticks. And people starve themselves. The idea of beauty is being like, a stick, basically. So because they make people feel like their body image, you want people to feel like they're ugly, basically. It's another way to control you. People go through bulimia and stuff like that. That's how they operate. It's gross. And it's more than that, but that's where I see the Nordics involved with the most. Give you kind of an idea. Yes, they're part of the Nazi stuff too. The negative ones are, so anyway. But the positive ones are involved. Ashtar is involved with us coming out of the coma, basically. Of course, there are other Galactic Federation of Light also, but Ashtar is a ground crew here for sure. So it makes sense why there is a backlash from reptilians that these are not, because reptilians feels like their timelines of negativity have been stopped by the Ashtar command on many occasions. To basically, like you see in these disaster movies and stuff like that, anything to destroy humanity, that's all reptilian manipulation. They just want to see all that happen. So in the Matrix too, they want that to happen too. They want humans basically just plugged in. We're technically kind of in some ways, but not like that. But there is a different type of Matrix, as you can see. As Ashtar becomes more known, powerful here, it's basically people let go of their fears, not just against them, but just fear in general. You will see less food to be polluted, as food has a mind manipulation all on its own, that's causing people to be obese, and people also to crave more foods, and people just to get. It's all done by HAARP. Actually, it's not just for weather; it's also for magnetic energies in the air, basically, that we're not connected to. Basically, mind control energies in the air, basically, to get you to eat more, to basically feel. And the reptilians are connected to this, obviously. It's basically it's airwaves you cannot hear normally. Now, animals can hear it, but they can zone it out too. It's a constant. It's like a radio wave of manipulation that we can't hear. And it's adjusted for everyone. It's basically a message for everyone. Now people can shut that down, and but basically it's like constant chatter of low vibrations, to keep you just on a self-destruction. They want everyone to self-implode, basically. And they kind of are. When you see school depression, people are on pills. They had Roseanne, the new Roseanne. The whole episode was about their pills. See, so we're graduating into more of the fourth dimension, but we have to first get over all of this mind control, they say, nonsense. But it is becoming. It's basically just say no more of it, basically. But yes, as we ascend, you will see as the outsider, basically. You'll be seen as, especially when children start to connect to this more, when the parents are allowing the kids to connect more to their alien stuff, and they're going to be seen as freaks. Some of it will be, at least, and you'll definitely see the reptilian. So this will all find its way into the consciousness of humanity. We're just worldwide. We are building up towards that. We're in the early stages of it, but basically, the children are the ones that have not been born yet, even the ones now, but become more a part of the culture, because you're going to start to see, basically, what they're showing me is that reptilians, as star children awaken, basically, and now you can do this too, but we're all old and washed up, well, not entirely, but it's like learning the piano. It's easy to learn as a kid. When you get older, it's kind of like, okay, 1, 2, it's a little bit harder. When you're a kid, you're still fresh for the most part. So what they're showing me is that kids that are awakened will be able to see reptilians easier. And over a generation will see it more easier. As you are aware of what's here. Because you're not letting the mind manipulation. If you know that's not to be manipulated, of course, that comes from the parent to the kid. And it just takes time, and we get easier and easier to know who's who. So you're wondering how we're going to see these things is with each generation. So we're basically right now building that here, other places, basically for the future human to know what's going on, and not let this stuff bother them anymore. So it's becoming more of like you can say what people are looking for World War III and all that. Well, we're going to more like a awareness of the galactic war that's here. I'm not saying it's World War III, but it is a galactic war for our minds. But it's not through the mainstream media. It is, but it goes further than that. It's like you have that, but there's, yeah. So like a two-headed monster or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, so we'll get little bits here and there, but of what's happening here. But basically, it's just basically it came through self-love, of course, is a way of anytime you say I can't do this, you can't do that, don't do that, da 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 da, you're kind of just let yourself go free. Interesting enough, though, I wasn't sure how I was going to bring this in, but recently, weird. All of a sudden I'm like looking at Howard Stern for some reason. All of a sudden I just feel like looking at Howard Stern. So okay, so on YouTube, I knew about him. I saw his movie like ages ago, 17 when I saw the movie, something like that, and I saw it on cable somewhere. I saw it recently also. Howard Stern. I don't know why. And I just found right before I did this video that Imus is retiring. It's like letting the old die out. Now, Howard Stern, yeah, you love him or hate him. One thing though, he came here basically to like humans get over yourselves. Like with nudity, I mean it's ridiculous. I mean, it's funny how we're still like blacking all that stuff out. Like you don't know what it all looks like. It's like it's like we're in kindergarten basically. It's like who cares? The more you make a big deal about it, the more we're going to stay 5 for the rest of our lives. And that's the idea behind it. So like Europe is more open, the United States not so much. So like cuss words and all that, and also the advertisers are connected to that. It's all part of the mind control BS basically. Jeez, it's a big one. You don't want to know it. There's a big roach up there. Anyway, I'm getting a download. I'm trying to climb on walls like that. Maybe not. But yeah. So I thought that was weird. It's like, well, all of a sudden I'm looking at Howard Stern, but I'm looking at that freeness basically. Say it wherever he wants, and just So I thought it was interesting. Then I saw Imus. He looks terrible. I guess he smoked a lot, so he looks terrible. He's like 77. And he has, I forgot what it was, but yeah, because he's smoking all the time, he looks just awful. So anyway, I thought that was interesting though. But yeah, like Howard Stern is here to break the fourth wall or third wall or however you want to look at it. It's basically just clear all that. I mean, I don't listen to him, but because the same old bathroom humor stuff. But definitely just all the censorship and all that. Just screw all that. So, but that's where we're heading. We're heading to more of an open platform of open energies. Now, what's going on with YouTube? Yeah, they're doing a lot of censorship because of advertising once again. And so advertisers, as you can see, yeah, connected to Anunnaki and other beings, of course, to shut us down. Unfortunately, even with conspiracy, I mean, they're not going to let go of their conspiracy theories, so let them do their thing. But because of advertising and all that, that's all a bunch of nonsense. But anyway, that's YouTube doing their thing. So, all right, with Ashtar, we'll just do a conscious channel and give myself a little bit of a break. I've been channeling like crazy. I'm gonna lose my mind. I might do more of a connection tomorrow, but with Ashtar, basically, the dudes, they're just basically waiting for us to be ready, but also giving us bits of information as we need it. Yes, the world is more violent than we realize, at least in the other dimensions, as basically beings of, interesting, did that just shift? Insectoid, which just came through, there's one on the wall, but also insectoids are trying to basically rule humans' minds, basically. Also, insectoids do an infusion also too. They can make people sick, basically, like with what is his name, Hawking. They can do that also. I don't believe they're involved with that, but they can. Insectoid energies are used for for diseases and things of that sort. But also, human consciousness uses that for warning, also for shifting us to another direction. That doesn't have to happen. It was from Ashtar, though. As for financial situation, at least overall economy, it is protected but highly manipulated, obviously, through the markets, of course. The big companies are getting bigger, bigger, and fatter because that is your big brother, basically. I think I said that already. Yes, IBM also. IBM is more like a sleeping sheep. It is very powerful, but very quiet. It's very connected to the cabal. It's old-fashioned cabal, but still very connected to it. Also, this knowledge about the Illuminati done by, it's not Officer Crawley, but it's, I don't know why they're bringing that up, but well, he's a part of it, but that's part of black magic. There's white magic too. It's not all black, but. Alan Weishaupt, something like that. He founded the Illuminati. That is like the public version of initiation of the Illuminati. There's actually been going on for thousands of years in secret. You can say it's their coming out party, basically, to try something new, to go into. It's basically they're outing themselves and to see, just to show who's boss, but also to. It's like they're initiating new members, you can say. That was one way of doing it. The old way was changing, so this is like... Alan Weishaupt is like an initiation member, basically, to bring others involved, to change things off. It's like a pioneer. Yeah, that's a great... He's a part of the Ku Klux Klan, too. That's a pioneer. But... yeah, be careful what you're hearing from World War III and other anomalies of negativity, because that's just reptilian manipulations. The end of the world, yes, it's a form. It's also religious groups are waking up. So this whole thing about the end of the world, because then it doesn't happen, then they start to question their religion, question what's going on. So it's also part of that's breaking down ever so slightly. Everything's going to break down. Government's going to be the last thing to break down. As humans awaken more, government will have no choice but to change. Right now, humans are kind of afraid of their government at this time, but also the government is, yes, under, yes, Illuminati, the deep state, black state, whatever you want to call it, the deep state. It's not as scary as you might think. They might put the fear in God of you, but also they realize that you still outnumber them. But also, if you do it positive energies, when you connect to your power, they are powerless to that. They can't beat that. As you activate yourself as a force, not to say you're going to go out and attack anybody, but they can't defeat you. If you have no fear, they can't do anything to you. So that is what they're actually afraid of. It's not ahead on their list, but as you can see, most Americans, for this part, are very afraid. Now, Europeans is a little bit different, but yes, they use violence, though. The idea is not to use violence. You can get together in a nice crowd, but not to use violence. Use positive energies instead. We have long ways to do that. Europe, they know how to get together. I give them that, but they still have a long ways to go. But they're doing a lot better than the Americans, at least as for, well, either way. But even Americans they do have their, well, things going on, but still... they still have a long ways to go also. But fear of government needs to end. More peace of the soul and self-respect for each other. For yourself and for others will basically bring in this new transformation. Basically, as more humans have more self-respect, more self-healing, that is your ascension will truly activate. And it already is going on at this time. Yes, the more the ego... those that feel as if they have all the knowledge, it's like clogging up your energy field. It's like, yes, you're ascending, but you're not. Some of them are actually turning into reptilians, and not the friendly ones. At least they connect more to the reptilian agenda. It's not always the case, but it can. Some do go back and forth, go to light, go to dark, go to light, and go to dark. Just to let you know how that works. So, just to let you know. As for Ashtar, let's see. There will be more ships in the skies, but what matters most is the soul. You know, it sounds like there's an airport like right over here. It's ridiculous here. I live in Mumbai. There's no airport here. Anywhere. Anyway. Yeah, as for yeah, it's funny how that showed up around that time. As for alien contact in the skies, just give it time. But what matters most now is just the human consciousness, ground crew, humans. Humans are all ground crew of whatever species you're connected to. Some are connected to the angelics, aliens. Allowed us to heal. We're still, yes, humans are still learning how to heal, but you can't activate yourselves at a higher density. It just takes time because some still rattle around the third dimensional vibrations. It's over this year's span, many will feel they're connected, truly feeling the fourth dimensional energy. Some already feel it, but more, those numbers will increase by the end of this year. You're letting go of the third dimensional programming, little by little by little. It's like waves, like little slight waves. And you can say the third dimension's like, this is you as a wave, and the 3D is kind of like holding on to you like tentacles, and they're releasing little by little. So just when you're ready to let go of these things, it's normal. This is common. There's no one better than anyone. No one's faster than anyone. Some do have different levels, but it doesn't make anyone better than anyone. We're all growing the same. No tree thinks it's better than any other tree. Grass does not think it's better than other grass. And humans have to understand it, because that is all part of the manipulations. When you think you're this better than that, that's all part of the manipulations. And also, those that are connected to that type of ego, yes, most likely have a reptilian connected to them in some shape or form. Not ready to let go of that. Because the reptilians are pulled towards ego, the negative ego. When you think you're all that, you're going to get yourself a visitation. And they kind of hold on to you. When you still think, I have all the knowledge, or I'm this, I'm that, you have a reptilian, most likely a reptilian, that's running your show. It's somewhere in your energy systems like, go for it, girl, go for it, guy. Yeah, you guys are better than those little fuckers, you know. They like that stuff, so it gives you more of an understanding of that. And a person needs to realize that and let go of that, but a lot of them don't. I'm holding on to it because it makes them think that they're just, they need it, so that's their deal. So it's just meaning that they have a reptilian connected to their energy. Now those are getting attacked, that's a different story. Now those that have that, yeah, it's different. It gets kind of complicated when you get to that. Now those that are getting attacked, that's a whole nother day. We'll go into that, but we'll connect to that tomorrow and give myself a break. So, alright, that's the message for today, and blessings, happy ascensions, and that's all I have for them. I'll upload that video tonight too for tomorrow. So, alright, much love everyone, take care and have a great night.